The first thing we wanted to talk about really was all the drama, let's say, of last night.
So that was another one that took 3 or 4 hours of constant tweets from Ringside Collectibles, wasn't it? Because they've not just launched it all at once.
No, you've got to do it at the time, but it became a bit exhausting, every single time. But
constantly having to refresh.
At the same time, it's exciting, right? So every figure's coming in, we're sending it in the group chat, everyone's talking about it, everyone's tweeting about it. I think we tweeted the Cody Rhodes one. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to do the highlights and the lowlights. So our favorite bits, the things we're not so sure about. Did you do a graphic with the highlights on there?
Yeah, hopefully we'll have the highlights and then the lowlights popping up on the screen right now.
So let's kick into it. So we'll start. We've split it up by. So we can go with the elites first. So for me, so we've got the Legends Series 19, 20, Elite 102, 103, and Greatest Hits. The one that I'm gonna call out first, I think, was gonna be actually the Liv Morgan.
Okay.
So actually, we will put the Liv. We should be able to put the figure on the screen now. Yeah. The Liv Morgan's quite interesting because I think the face scan, and this is a fair comment across all of them because you said it.
Yeah.
The face scans all look much better.
There's not too many duds this time around.
And the face scan on the Liv Morgan, I think, is really nice because it has a slight smudge of her mascara.
Yeah, I mean, also I think the fact that you get the Money in the Bank briefcase and
you get the briefcase,
the women's world title is, I mean, it's for me, it's perfect figure here.
I don't know what we would score it, but we always score when we get the packagings. What highlights do you have?
I'm just looking through now. I mean, it's good to see Street Profits in that NBA.
Yeah, that's really.
I'm not
cool.
sure.
Is it the Miami? I think it's
might be Miami.
What they wore at SummerSlam.
So that's pretty nice. Okay, we're going for, of course, the Cody Rhodes in the Stardust and the Stardust ladder as well was pretty cool.
Yeah, you get the ladder. You get obviously the classic yellow black polka dots. I'd say So the lash. Are we doing highlights or lowlights? Let's do all the highlights first.
Let's do the highlights first.
Another highlight for me, I think most people would agree as well, is the Walter. Sorry, not Walter.
It's the wrong name.
Gunter. The Gunter looks really good. I mean, we had the one ages ago. I think we scored that a 5. I can't remember the Ringside exclusive one. But the Gunter, I'm pleased that it's in the red because it's a different attire.
I think that face scan is incredible.
Face scan is very good.
Is again, like we mentioned before, all the face scans seem to be pretty good. And so for me, the other highlight as well is that Austin Theory.
Ooh, okay.
So you get the full screaming and the full kind of face with the phone. I think that's pretty good.
Look at the size of the chin though. I'm going to put a picture of this chin. It looks like the scary Halloween face mask.
Yeah, it does. But I think when you get the phone, I think you need that exaggerated face. I think it gets passed from me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a shame he doesn't do the gimmick, and we did tweet that. Like it takes so long for them to bring stuff out, but that's there. Any low lights on the elites?
I mean, the Batista. No, the Batista looks all right. The Bobby Lashley again is something where we've already got an elite Bobby Lashley. I think quite recently, and also US title. Yeah, don't know, not so sure about that.
It's nothing special, is it?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to call out the Blue Tista.
Okay.
Just because it's almost exactly the same as there's a Ruthless Aggression version of this, and it's such a. It's not. I don't think it's a greatest hits, and I don't think anyone really was asking for it.
No,
to be honest. So I would call that out as not so low light. So, how about the Ultimate Elites page? What do you think of the Ultimate Elites?
Let me have a look.
Because I'll kick it off. I will.
What are your highlights then?
Well, I think it's an absolutely cracking figure. Excellent. So I would say the Ultimate Edition, I think most people on Twitter were kind of blown away by this one. It's a 2-pack, I believe. Yeah, it's a 2-pack, and you get the Undertaker with it. But the chicken, the rooster, Gobbledygooker.
Yeah, that's the one.
it.
Gobbledygooker.
That looks excellent. I'm looking closer in at the detail of the body of the rooster. Is it rooster or hen? Turkey. It's a turkey. Sorry, it's a turkey.
Yeah.
Great detail. Love the colours and the fact that you get an egg with it as well. Like, I think that's incredible.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think also to get 2 heads and an egg, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Actually, pretty damn good. So, one highlight I would like to point out is definitely that Seth Rollins. I think he's obviously worn quite a few neon bright colours for his outfits, entrance attire. So it's quite nice to get that robe, and it's just the detail on there is pretty. But pretty special.
I was looking because I was trying to do a bit of research, and I don't think that's a specific robe for any event that he's worn.
Really?
I could be wrong. I was checking on Twitter, and a couple of people weren't actually sure when it was from.
Okay.
Which I guess it doesn't matter, but regardless, it's that's a great figure, and it has more emotion to it. Remember the Seth Rollins from the last couple of Seth Rollins where they've just been bland.
At least this shows a bit of character, doesn't it?
I think emotion is just so important in some of the figures. You know, like when they just look straight faced and stuff, you want some kind of character into them. For me, what was the lowlights from the Ultimate Edition?
Hold on. We've missed a really good highlight here, and I know we don't like to give out too many 5-star figures, but I feel like this one really does hit it, and it's the Logan Paul.
Ooh,
I think he's had a fantastic debut year in WWE, and I mean the figure just looks great. Yeah, you get the Pokemon card.
Do you actually get the Pokemon card?
You get the spare arms. You get You get sunglasses. It just looks fantastic, and of course the Cody Rhodes as well. Is that the Cody Rhodes with the bruised chest?
No. So actually, that's a good segue into. Let's talk quickly about defining moments. So yeah, as I said, we tweeted this one. So you've got Shawn Michaels 1997 Royal Rumble attire. You have the Bret Hart Wrestlemania 8 attire, Mankind from the Hell in a Cell match, and you've got the Cody from 2022. So a big gap there, but you've got. So what I love most about this Cody Rhodes is that it's a storytelling figure. It has some kind of extra detail to it. So it's not just an obvious figure, like a standard generic figure. So the fact that they've been able to bring that out with the bull rope and with that detail, I think this is definitely worth picking up.
I think probably all of the series is worth picking up because it's like you say, it's so cool that we have some figures now with some actual storytelling. It's not just the same generic figure, and especially with that Mankind where you get the tooth through the nose, the thumbtacks.
You get thumbtacks on the back, which is a lovely. I mean, the nose detail.
Yeah, it's amazing. So for me, defining moments is a definite highlight.
Okay, anything else? I actually just wanted to quickly mention the Ruthless Aggression Elites. So when they first started to come out last year, it was a little bit like almost too similar to the Ruthless Aggression from Jax. It was just like recreating. I'm not so sure. So for me, it's nice to see that I haven't seen particularly these too much. Like the Tory Wilson, for example, with the dog. Pretty cool. MVP, even the Miz in his first kind of character. So I think overall the Ruthless Aggression Elites are pretty strong, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, they definitely have upped their game this time round. So yeah, is there any lowlights from your first initial thoughts? The first one I was thinking, I mean, just to go back to the Ultimate Edition exclusive, not overly a big fan of that Rock. The attire, I don't know. It's just not too interesting. That Bret Hart scan as well, it just doesn't seem to ever work, does it? So, yeah, not overly a fan of those ones. Was there any other lowlights for you?
I agree. Well, to be honest, you could even go with the RVD and the spinner belt. I don't know if it's just the image we have there, but you get more articulation, right? But the
face looks a bit strange, doesn't it?
quite doing it for me. But should we go into the basics?
Let's do the basics. So,
go on, tell me what's your highlights.
There's a few highlights for me. I mean, the series top picks 2023 and the Showdown 2 packs 14. I think we've seen before, so don't need to go into those. But series 139, and I have to say again, the face scans have definitely improved,
Much
and
better.
we finally get a Pat McAfee. I think this is his first time in the line. I don't know if he hasn't had an elite yet.
I think it's
it might be his first time. Looks brilliant, and I think that it might even be a removable vest. So I'm not
potentially
overly sure, but that could be quite interesting. So yeah, definite highlight for me. And another highlight would be, in fact, the whole of the Showdown 2 packs series 13. You get the Kofi Kingston there with a nice new haircut. Batista, Ante look great, and of course the Walter looks good as well. So
you've got to stop calling him Walter. It's Gunter.
Gunter, Walter.
You know
Walter
what?
Gunter. But overall, pretty solid range of basic figures.
I would say, you know what? For me, the biggest highlight is the fact that you get belts with design on.
Yeah,
because in the past it's just been like gold version of the belt, or you've not got one. So to be honest with you, like even when you look at Showdown's pack 14, like the Rock and the Mankind, I actually think saw someone on Twitter wasn't happy with the Mankind.
Okay,
give us a shout out if that was you. But for a basics and you get the championship belt, I think it's pretty incredible, to be honest.
Are these Showdown 2 packs 14 new, or because I just feel like we've seen that Cody Rhodes before?
I think that might be another version of a basics that already exists.
Okay,
we have to check.
Not
but
sure.
Okay, I mean, is there any lowlights apart from the fact that they're the basics?
There's nothing wrong with the basics. Yeah, I mean, some of them we've seen before. Same sort of face scan. The Riddle we've seen before. Do we need a new one? John Cena, the same.
Yeah,
thing.
how many Cenas do we have at the basic range?
Yeah, too many. But again, highlight great face scans on these ones, which is a nice change.
Well, I think overall, then I think obviously, you know, let us know in the comments or tweet us what you think your highlights or what your lowlights are. I think again that the highlights for me is the fact that all the face scans look much better.
Yep.
And again, I think the storytelling of the Mankind and the Cody, for example, would
brilliant.
Be definitely the highlight. So. So if you're in WrestleMania, if you're at WrestleMania, we were there last year, so we were able to see it. But if you're at WrestleMania, send us a picture of the cabinet. They'll be available for 3 or 4 days, or as long as the exhibition is there. Send us a picture, and so exciting times.
Good.